Hello, 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 Facebook land. This is your girl, Mercedes Wilson, and I have Amanda Riggans with me, but we're going to give y'all a couple minutes to step on. We will not be with you long because we know that some of you are on lunch break. So thank you for spending your lunch break with us. Thank you for joining me, Amanda.
How are you? Thank you.
I'm good. We're just going to give it a couple of minutes here to give the folks around the U.S., especially my Western New York and Buffalo family, some time to get on. But I mean, this is lunchtime inspiration, and I'm so excited to have you and to be able to ask you some questions so you can share some exciting things that have been going on in your life.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Amanda? Where
I
are
live
you?
in I live in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and I deliver in Charlotte, North Carolina. So like right at the border.
Wow. Well, I can't tell by your accent either.
You can't? Usually people are like, "Will you please just keep talking?"
Right. Well, I'm from a little bitty country town here in Western New York, so I hear it all the time. Like, why do you talk like you're so country? So I love it. I love it. But we're going to go ahead and get started because I want everybody to learn about who you are if they don't already know. Tell us a little bit about you, Amanda. Who is Amanda Riggans?
So I'm a FedEx delivery driver. I coach basketball. I'm a mom. I have a 13-year-old, and I love to cook.
13-year-old daughter.
Daughter, yes, man. She's in seventh
Oh,
grade.
geez. So we are like sisters here because I have a 13-year-old too. I have a 13-year-old too. There's some awesome things that are happening in your life, but it all started on January 3rd.
Right.
Tell us what happened on January 3rd.
So I was delivering for FedEx, my normal everyday route. Um, I had been praying for the Lord to use me for the past couple months. I just felt like I was standing still, and I came upon a customer. This was right after Christmas, so I was delivering a couple boxes, and she asked me how my holidays were, and I was like, they were great. We were really busy, and I asked her how hers were, and you could see like her eyes just tear up, and she said, "Not good," and she pointed at the front door, and she
Wow.
said, "My husband's dying."
Wow.
It kind of caught me off guard. We small talked for a few minutes. I walked with her up to the front door and gave her her two boxes, and she signed the scanner, and I left. And I felt so like selfish when I left. Like I got down the road, and my heart's pounding. I'm literally
Yeah.
I'm like, how can you leave this lady this stranger you've never met, who just told you something so personal?
Hmm.
Like that's so selfish. I felt like, so it took me about 20 minutes to work up the courage to go back because we're super slammed, and I just wanted
Hmm.
to get home. But I did a U-turn and went back to her neighborhood, and I rang her doorbell, and she came down the stairs. She was like, Amanda. She remembered my name just
Uh-huh.
30 minutes ago, and I said, "Ma'am, I can't continue to work. Like, can I please pray for you?" And she just walked out on the front porch and broke down. And I was nervous. I was shaking. I didn't think that I had the right words. I was felt super like insecure, but
Yeah.
I didn't care because it wasn't about me. So it meant the world to her. That was like the most genuine hug that I've had in a really long time.
I bet. I
So,
bet. So you get up the next morning after this, um, and what did you see? What happened?
well, when I left her house, I was like shaking. I pulled over, and I posted the encounter that had just happened. Just because I wanted my family and my friends and my daughter to see like what happened, because it wasn't like a pay it forward. Like I didn't buy you a biscuit. It was like an encounter.
Right.
So I posted that. I used to always post videos, and so I wanted to share it. And then the next morning, I woke up and it was on Fox News, CNN, everywhere. I did not expect that.
Uh-huh. Well, I bet not. I mean, but it also had to do something for you as a believer, right? Because here you are, you were afraid to go back, afraid to have this conversation with this woman, and then all of this happens. What did that do for your faith?
um, it encouraged me. It built me up. That was what I needed. I felt empty, and obviously,
Hmm.
we can't pour from an empty cup. And I felt like I had nothing to give. But at the end of the day, going back and like being obedient has blessed me more than I expected. And sometimes it makes me feel bad because this woman's still grieving.
Yeah.
Um, but it's encouraged me to always listen to those heartstrings that's telling you to move your feet, because a lot of times, like I said, I didn't want to.
Yeah. Well, there's also something else that you've been doing that you've started over the last year. You definitely have a heart to give and a heart to see other people blessed, especially that are going through a rough time.
Right.
You going back and speaking to that woman was just one example of it. But you also have Hungry Heroes Barbecue.
Right.
Tell us about that and when it started. Give us the goods, Amanda.
Okay, so January of 2018, we had a bad tragedy that happened here in York County where 4 officers got shot and wounded in an ambush. One officer, Detective Mike Doty,
Hmm.
it's he died, and I never met him before, but I was delivering that day, and his funeral was at the big Calvary Church in Charlotte, and I had to pull over because it was so much traffic and congestion, and I just sat there and cried, and I'm like, Amanda, why are you crying? You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
saw cop cars from New York, Texas, Canada, like all these
Yeah.
cop cars filing out, and it was such a brotherhood. Anyway, it touched my heart. I came home, and I just started. That's the day I started praying to please use me. That was the January before, and a lot of people were putting like blue light bulbs on their porch, you know what I mean, to show support. But I wanted to physically do something, and I opened the refrigerator, and I have just like tons of leftover, like meat and chicken and barbecue because I grill. And it came to me, it's like, feed them. So I called the local police department, and I was like, I'm coming to feed your guys Saturday. And I made pulled pork barbecue and all the sides, and it's literally blown up from there. Last year, before this video went viral, I was praying to expand Hungry Heroes and
Yeah.
to do it more, not just in my community. And then the viral video happened, and it's literally what has launched this was my
Yeah.
prayer.
Yeah. So you feed the first responders. How do you choose who you feed?
So we feed police, fire, EMS, military, veterans, SWAT, dive and rescue, and I've gone to every agency so far, like in our area in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're just trying to expand. A couple months ago, when they had the shooting in Columbia, South Carolina,
Hmm.
to get there, I didn't have a trailer to get there and stuff, so we called and like ordered pizza to be delivered to their whole agency.
Wow.
I'm just trying to reach people and let them know how appreciated they are. Um, Dispatch, I feel like never gets appreciated. And
Hmm.
think about the ones on the other end of the line who are dealing with their own brothers and sisters like getting shot and dying, and like I'll always give them a shout out and make sure they're fed because I feel
Yeah.
like they're like the unseen heroes too.
Yeah. What are some of the reactions that you get when you take these meals, you and your team take these meals to the first responders?
Oh man, they are so grateful. So we go in at shift change, so it's not really like a public event, so it's not really a lot of like fellowship and stuff. We literally go in at shift change, so the officers that are coming off the street eat, the officers that are going on the street eat, and it's like a family atmosphere.
That's so awesome.
And they get, yeah, so um
What are you putting on the grill? I want to know.
Boston butts. I make pulled pork barbecue, and I'm a brand ambassador for Traeger grills, so they've given us the hookup on. I have like 8 grills now, and
Oh, that's so awesome.
they just built me a trailer grill to pull behind my Jeep, so we're mobile. So I'm ready to go.
You know what? I saw on one of your posts that your neighbor put, I'm so glad I live next door to you. And I
Yes.
I would love to live next door to you.
Man, my whole cul-de-sac constantly smells like brisket.
I love it. And then, I mean, but you take your time and cook this. This is slow roasted for, what is it, 8 hours?
This is overnight. So I get home
Yeah.
on a Friday after work, I throw the butts on, and then they're ready the next morning, shred them. So
That's so awesome, Amanda. So awesome. Your heart is amazing. Your desire to give back and help those that put their lives on the line for us is amazing. You were recently on the Steve Harvey show.
yes.
Talk about that.
So the Steve Harvey show contacted me a couple weeks ago about the viral video. of me praying for the customer. And so they flew me to LA. Had never been there. Super cool. Steve Harvey was awesome. And then they found out about Hunger Heroes. So they gave us a generous donation. And that was one of the coolest things that's happened so far. As far as doors opening, I've got to go on a lot of local media here in the radio and go in the studio and act a fool and have fun.
You're a meteorologist now too, right?
That's right.
What other experiences have you gotten since this video that you want to share or talk about?
Experiences.
What has it taught you about your community, maybe?
I've gone to a couple police organizations and I've spoken, not just feeding them, but I've reached out to a couple youth groups.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some social media videos just to interact with people and let them know about my faith and how it worked. And I think it's important. A lot of people don't know that I'm a new Christian, and so when they find that out and find out the depth of the story, it means a lot, and it's encouraged a lot of people, which encourages me. You know what I mean? To keep moving my feet.
Yeah. And you know what? It encourages me because it doesn't matter if you're a new Christian, a seasoned Christian, if you're a pastor, preacher, teacher, we can all be used by God. And ministry comes in so many different forms.
Right.
You know, so you saying that is encouraging, because there may be someone that could be a new Christian that's watching saying, well, how can I be of value to the kingdom? Guess what? You can.
Right.
You're looking at it.
Right. So I got saved 3 years ago, and I didn't even really know the story of Adam and Eve. I can't even tell you a lot of the names in the Bible. I can't pronounce them. So when I went and back to pray for her, I felt like I wasn't going to have the right words, or that my words weren't going to mean as much, or my vocabulary wasn't. And I did. And when I was praying, I felt like I was repeating a lot of it. But at the end of the day, it was just a communication between me and the Lord. And I didn't really care how I sounded. And at that point, I didn't care about my job right now. And I do think that we crossed paths for a reason. And there was a reason she was at her mailbox when I pulled up.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit more about your organization, because some folks here in Western New York may be watching saying, well, what does that mean for me? Because she's way down in North and South Carolina serving people. If people want to help, give them some ways that they can serve our local community or link up with you.
Right.
And help out Hungry Heroes Barbecue.
First off, prayers for the mission.
Always.
Personally and for the mission. We have a Hungry Heroes Facebook page and websites, hungryheroesbbq.com. I'm trying to get that updated and a little better. I'm not very tech savvy. But there's a donate button. We're also working on the legalities of starting branches in other states so people can grill and go serve their community under Hungry Heroes. So that's my goal, is nationwide.
Yeah. Okay, New York, do you hear that? She said branching out into other states. That would be great. That would be so awesome. So before we go, first I want to say thank you for taking the time out and inspiring some folks, because some folks are probably on their lunch break, taking a good 15 minutes and getting some really good inspiration from someone that just did one act of obedience.
Right.
And you see how it turned around. But the second thing is here in Buffalo, there is a nonprofit organization that is international. It's called Hope Rises, and my girl Kate Glazer runs it. And I reached out to her a couple days ago when you and I spoke, and you said you'd come on, and she actually put up a petition to ask people to start donating.
Awesome.
So yeah, I will give you that link because people have started donating toward your cause.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And Kate jumped right on board. She jumped right on board. So just know that we here in Western New York are looking to help your cause as well. Thank you. Folks, for anyone that's wondering, I will put the link under this when we're done, so that if you want to donate and help Amanda Riggans and all that her and her crew are doing to serve, then you can be a part of that as well. So Amanda, I'm not really good at keeping secrets when it comes to this stuff. This killed me.
I know, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, this killed me. But I just wanted you to know that Hope Rises, Western New York. We love what you're doing. We see what you're doing, and we are praying for you.
Thank you.
And keep going, keep going, keep going. And is there anything you want to say before we let the folks go?
I want to come to New York.
Do you?
Yeah, I've never been there.
Okay, so we need to arrange you coming here.
We will.
And serving the men and women here, our first responders here.
That'd be awesome.
I have your number. You can't leave now.
I'm not.
So we will hook that up. I would love that. But Amanda, in all honesty, we're praying for you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being obedient. And we will catch up very soon because we have to bring you to New York. All right, everybody. A little bit of lunchtime inspiration. Get back to work. Have a good day at work. Amanda, thank you. We will talk soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.